There is a silent kind of strength that does not scream, does not boast, and never seeks validation. It is the kind of strength that walks calmly in the midst of chaos, unmoved by applause and unbothered by insult. This is the strength Niccolò Machiavelli understood. This is the mindset of those who do not allow anything, man, misfortune, or moment, to affect them. In a world that encourages emotional vulnerability, there remains an ancient wisdom long buried beneath layers of sentimentality and political correctness. It is the cold, rational, and strategic core of a human being who understand the ultimate truth. To survive, to thrive, and to dominate, you must first learn how to remain unaffected, not because you are heartless, but because the world is. Machiavelli, the misunderstood father of political realism, didn't believe in the lies we often tell ourselves to feel better. He didn't write for the ideal man. He wrote for the real one. He believed that human beings, in their natural state, are ungrateful, disloyal, cowardly, and greedy, not because they choose to be evil, but because they are designed for survival, not loyalty. And so, in the world Machiavelli described, the man who survives longest and rules most effectively is not the kindest man, but the most indifferent. This script is not about arrogance. It is about detachment. This is not about apathy. It is about control. Because when you let things affect you, when you let people's opinions, emotions, or rejections crawl beneath your skin, you surrender your power to the chaos around you. You become a victim of every insult, a slave to every compliment, and a pawn in someone else's game. But when you learn the Machiavellian art of emotional sovereignty, when you learn to master your inner world, you become immune. And immunity, in the psychological battlefield of life, is more powerful than any weapon. Machiavelli never said to avoid emotion. He said to never let it rule you. And that's where many men fail. They fall in love too quickly. They chase validation too often. They let betrayal break them. They let fear paralyze them. They let success make them arrogant. They let failure make them quit. But the Machiavellian mind doesn't bend like that. It sees through all of it. You are not what they say you are. You are not what she thinks of you. You are not your last mistake, and you are not your last victory. The man who internalizes this becomes invincible, because nothing can shake him. His calmness is not a mask. It's a weapon. This man doesn't react emotionally to insult, because he knows insult is currency for weak men. It is an attempt to provoke a response, to control the emotional direction of another. If you respond, you give them control. If you stay still, you've already won. And this man, he doesn't get pulled into wars that do not serve his strategy. He knows that most conflicts are traps. Most arguments are bait. Most emotional triggers are tests. He remains unaffected not because he is dull, but because he is disciplined. His silence is not weakness. It is a scream of power under control. There is a myth that those who feel deeply are somehow more human. That emotion is a sign of nobility. That tears equal honesty. But Machiavelli would tell you otherwise. Emotion, when unchecked, is the leash by which powerful men are tamed. You see, the world belongs to those who feel deeply but respond selectively. And in the Machiavellian tradition, power belongs to those who can feel, but choose not to act until a moment is strategic. To feel love and not express it until it's necessary. To feel rage and not release it until it's useful. To feel sorrow and yet walk with a straight back. To feel betrayed and still play the game as if nothing has happened. This is what Machiavelli would call virtue, a concept not of moral virtue, but of strength, courage, and command over fate. You want to know what separates the average man from a feared man? The average man gets attached to outcomes. He needs results to feel validated. He needs attention to feel significant. He needs love to feel whole. But the Machiavellian man, he is whole, without anyone. He is satisfied without applause. He is powerful even in solitude, because he is governed by inner logic, not outer noise. You see, most people will never understand how to wield true power, because power requires a brutal kind of clarity, the kind that comes from seeing the world as it is, not how you want it to be. People betray. Women leave. Friends envy. Loyalty fades. The strong are envied. The weak are used. The kind are manipulated. And yet, most men keep hoping that the world will be kinder if they are kinder, that they will be loved if they give more, that they will be respected if they remain soft. But Machiavelli taught the opposite. He taught that it is better to be feared than loved, if you cannot be both, because love is temporary. Fear is constant. People love you when you give. They fear you when you can take away. And when you let nothing affect you, when your emotions are yours and yours alone, people begin to fear you, not because you are cruel, but because you are untouchable. Untouchability is not physical. It is psychological. A man becomes untouchable the moment he doesn't flinch at insult, the moment he doesn't fold under pressure, the moment he doesn't react to every emotional poke. He becomes a force of nature, a storm that moves in silence. And that man is Machiavellian, not because he's manipulative, but because he is aware. He sees the game. He plays it with precision. And he never, ever shows his hand unless the result is guaranteed. Do you want to rise in power? Then practice indifference. Train your detachment. Condition yourself to observe without attachment, to act without desperation, and to respond without emotion. Because the world will test you. They'll insult you to provoke you. They'll praise you to seduce you. They'll betray you to break you. They'll reject you to weaken you. They'll love you to control you. They'll cry in front of you to make you feel guilt. They'll scream at you to trigger fear. But none of it matters. None of it matters if you choose to remain unaffected. You want revenge? Be silent. You want respect? Be still. You want power? Be calm. Because the man who cannot be controlled emotionally cannot be controlled at all. This is why kings throughout history, both noble and cruel, studied Machiavelli's works. They understood that true dominance is not about armies or gold. It is about mental immovability. It is about being a man who sees everything and reacts to nothing. And remember this, your enemies want a reaction. The moment you respond emotionally, they win. They live in your head. They move your hands. They pull your strings. But when you show no response, they spiral. They crumble. They lose all power. Why? Because power needs attention. And you deny them that. And in that denial, you dominate. Machiavelli once wrote, "Men are driven by two principal impulses, either by love or by fear." But what he didn't say out loud was this. The most powerful man is driven by neither. He is driven by reason. He is driven by strategy. He is moved only when movement serves a long game. That man is you. If you are willing to kill the part of you that flinches every time someone disrespects you, you must kill the emotional child inside you. You must bury the need for approval. You must incinerate the addiction to attention. You must abandon the hope that people will treat you well just because you treated them well. Let go of that dream. It's a lie. Instead, build a world inside you that no one can enter. That is where you win. That is where you rise. That is where you become untouchable. So don't let anything affect you. Not her silence. Not his insult. Not their betrayal. Not their love. Not the loss. Not the win. Not the pain. Not the praise. Feel it. Observe it. Study it. But do not become it. Because the Machiavellian man, he is not just a thinker. He is not just a realist. He is not just a strategist. He is a fortress. He is the eye of the storm. He is the whisper in the chaos that says, "I remain untouched.